What's up? It's Sunday. That means it's time for chapters 5 through 9 of The Fault in Our Stars. Let me just brag for a moment and show you my Hankler-fished J scribble. Just take that in right there for a second. It's kind of amazing, I know. So, chapters 5 through 9 have quite a few pages of notes on these 4 chapters, so please forgive the length of this video. Opening up, Augustus hasn't called back because she called the last time and it's his turn to call, but he hasn't called back, so it's just boring, whatever, life. Hazel's kind of worried because she has like this pain in her shoulder and she doesn't want to worry that she has like new cancer stuff. She says worrying is yet another side effect of dying. Kind of plays into her reluctance toward Augustus's affections. She's gonna die. She knows she's gonna die. She's only ever been terminal. She doesn't want to put Augustus in that position where he loves someone who is going to just die on him one day. Augustus calls Hazel. They're talking about an imperial affliction because Augustus finally finished. Augustus got in contact with Peter Van Houten's assistant who got him in contact with Peter Van Houten, which is crazy because he's some recluse in the Netherlands. Hazel really wants to find out what happens at the end of Imperial Affliction because it just ends in the middle. She wants to know what happens to the main character's mom, which actually she wants to know what's going to happen to her mom when she dies because she's in a really similar position to Anna. She's scared of what's going to happen when she dies, what's going to happen to the people that she loves, projecting her worries onto a book. Hazel writes an email to Peter Van Houten. She's really worried and anxious it's going to be a really sucky email because she totally idolizes him. That is a very dangerous thing, to idolize people, which we will see at a later time when they're in Amsterdam and see the difference between Augustus and Hazel's thoughts and ideas of what Mr. Van Houten is like and what he's really like. And then she talks on the phone with Augustus and it's really cute and they say okay a bunch of times and then Augustus says maybe okay will be our always. It's really cute. They're so cute. Isaac has no evidence of cancer. Yay! But he's also blind. Hazel goes to visit Isaac at the hospital. Isaac is being all sarcastic despite the position he's in because he's using humor as a defense mechanism because he just got dumped, which really sucks, and then he went blind, which sucks even more. You kind of need a defense mechanism for at least one of the two because they happened at the same time. And also, he still believes in love despite the fact, this fucking bird, despite the fact that his girlfriend was total douche canoe to him, which is really hopeful and comforting to me. I think it's really hard to be able to believe in love in this world because there's so much suckish stuff happening, you know? And if Isaac can believe in love after going blind and being dumped by his girlfriend, then I can, because my life is way less suckish than that. Peter Van Houten answered the email that Hazel sent him, tells her that if she should ever find herself in Amsterdam, she should totally go visit him, which is basically inviting her over. And she wants to go to Amsterdam now, but her parents don't have enough money because they're in debt from all her hospital bills and everything, and she feels really bad because it's her fault that they're in debt and she feels like a burden on them because if she weren't there, if she didn't have cancer, then they could do all these things with their life. And that's a really suckish thing to feel, like you're a burden on the people you love. Next, Hazel and Augustus talk on the phone and talk about how Hazel used her wish on Disney. Augustus says, I can't believe I have a crush on a girl with such cliche wishes. They're so cute. Then Augustus comes over and meets her parents, takes her on a picnic at a park. Everything is orange or Dutch, metaphorically resonant, and she starts freaking out. He's using his wish to take them both to Amsterdam to meet Peter Van Houten. And he has this grand romantic gesture because everything is orange and Dutch and great, and he has this speech that he memorized. Hazel's on the phone with Caitlin at one point where she says,
"Oh, sweet holy Lord, I would ride that one-legged pony all the way around the corral."
I just needed to show you that. Next, Hazel looks up Caroline Mathers, who is Augustus's ex-girlfriend, because she died of brain cancer. She is reminded of herself. They look really similar with the short hair and the cancerness and stuff. She gets really scared because she doesn't want to be another girlfriend that dies on him. She also doesn't want to be a daughter that dies on her parents. And at dinner, she says that she's a grenade, which is an even worse thing to think you are than a burden because grenades explode. And then she has to go to the ICU because she has 1.5 liters of fluid in her lungs. It's a lot of fluid. She stays there for 6 days. When she gets out, Augustus is there, and apparently he hasn't really left the waiting room at all in the past 6 days because he's been waiting for her, which is adorable. Peter Van Houten wrote Augustus a letter, not just an email, like a handwritten letter. It includes one of my favorite lines, "What a slut time is. She screws everybody." That is so good. Chapter 8, Cancer Team Meeting. Fun times. Actually, no, it's totally depressing times. Sucks. Basically just really depressing. Hazel has a flashback from her pre-miracle time when they all thought she was gonna die. Her mom said to her dad, "I won't be a mom anymore," which is just really, really, really sad. But then Augustus calls. Yay, everything gets better. Once Augustus calls, Augustus makes a Venn diagram joke. The Venn diagram looks like this. Yeah. He asks her to draw a circle, and then draw a smaller circle inside that circle. And the big circle is virgins. And the little circle is 17-year-old boys with 1 leg. Hazel's kind of awesome because she compares her BiPAP, which is the thing that helps her breathe at night, to a pet dragon breathing in time with her. That's just an awesome comparison. I love Hazel as a person. I would like to be friends with Hazel. Calls Augustus. She thinks about her swing set a lot, just old and rotting in her backyard. It's like a metaphor for her healthy days because they're old and rusted and just a memory. And it's just a really, really old, sad-looking swing set. So Augustus comes over and they make an ad to get rid of the swing set because it is 90% of the problem, according to Augustus. He still likes her because she is rare and wonderful and thinks of adjectives for the word pedophile. And then they read from An Imperial Affliction. Hazel says, "I fell in love the way you fall asleep, slowly and then all at once." It's beautiful writing and it's a beautiful thought and it's just really, really great. Because she was in the ICU for a while, the Amsterdam trip was kind of called off until she gets better. Then she gets an email from Leadvi, who's Van Houten's assistant. Until that time in the book where she says how to pronounce her name, I read it as Lidwidge. So she gets an email, says that she's excited for Hazel and Augustus to come to Amsterdam because they're going to Amsterdam. It was a surprise. They're going to Amsterdam. So exciting. Going to Amsterdam. In chapter 9, Hazel goes to a support group. It kind of sucks because it's depressing. She goes over to Isaac's house and they play a blind people video game. The chapter ends. Yeah. If you would like to discuss stuff, totally leave it in the comments. If you really want to leave a video response, totally do that because they're cool. All of our links are in the description to find us on other social networking places. Happy reading, Mackenzie. I'll see you sometime next week. Bye.